I'm gonna make my screen nice and big and let's get started. So I wanna thank everybody for coming and joining in and taking an hour for yourself and your mat. So let's find some child's pose, please. Hips on your heels, forehead to your mat. Now, if you only have one option of being able to get your hips on your heels or your forehead on your mat, you want your forehead to rest on your mat and let your hips just drop towards your heels, right? Don't force or push anything down. Find a comfortable spot to take some slow, steady, smooth breaths. Now you could spread your knees wide, letting your belly spill in between, or they could be close together, hugging everything in nice and tight. Arms, you can have them by your sides with your palms facing up, or you can have them long in front of you, palms facing down. If your arms are long in front of you, you want to bend your elbows, lay your forearms completely flat down on your mat. It's going to help you relax your shoulders and literally just breathe. It sounds so simple. I'm just going to breathe. But it's one of the most difficult things you can ask of your mind, to focus on your breath. And there's a pretty simple explanation for that. Two muscles work that your mind never, ever has to think about making work. Your heart will beat and your lungs will pull air in and out. It is your life force. So the mind thinks it's a waste of time to think about breathing because your body simply will not let you die. Even if you held your breath, your body will force you to take a breath at a certain point. That's how powerful the breath is. But when you take it off autopilot, you get so much more out of your breath than just staying alive, right? The body's a incredible machine, incredible. But it only breathes deep enough to stay alive. That is the function. Deeper you breathe, the first thing you do is feed your muscles. Oxygen is fuel. The longer you lengthen out your breaths, the more chance you give the body to absorb the oxygen. When we get into more strenuous postures, it will help you hold them longer than you thought you could. Just breathe it nice and deep. But more importantly, it's going to slow down your mind and slow down your heart. It is not the other way around. Mind and heart do not control breath. Breath controls mind and heart. The deeper you breathe, the more you will physically feel both of those things slow down for you. So wherever you are right now with your breath, exhale all your air out. Get completely empty. Take a nice big full breath in, hold it all the way at the top, and then exhale with a So that vibrational breath right there is a tool for you to use whenever you want. I cue a lot of them in my class. We call them collective breaths, where we breathe kind of collectively together. And I'll cue that because it's an easy way to trick your mind into thinking about breathing, right? The minute I start to move you here in a second, mind puts the breath on autopilot. You're gonna worry about what I'm saying, what you look like, what you're doing. If your camera's on, what's everybody else doing, right? All that's sort of irrelevant. The most relevant thing to focus on is your breath. When the mind hears it in the ears and feels it vibrating in your throat and chest, kind of remembers to connect back to it. And if that doesn't slow things down, come right back here to child's pose. It's always here. Slow everything down, and you can join back up with us whenever you're ready. Your arms aren't stretched out long in front of you, bring them out long in front of you and start to walk your fingertips up your mat. So now your forearms are gonna come off your mat, wrists come up off the mat, fingers are crawling forward and your hips are just dropping heavy. It's helping you stretch the right and left side of your body a little bit. Now place some weight into your palms, tuck your toes underneath you, push your hips up, start to move around a little bit. Now, nothing with too much structure. This could be a moving tabletop, it could be a moving down dog. You're starting to gauge how the body feels in the moment, right? So your body will change moment by moment, not just day to day. So feel what's happening inside your body. And the easiest way for you to do that, close your eyes. Closing your eyes helps you, right? And what it does, takes sight out of the equation. When you lose one of the senses, the rest of them have to pick up more slack. The one that picks up the most slack is feeling. And so you'll feel 10 times more what's happening inside your body when you close your eyes. You close them as much as you want throughout class. We're gonna clean up our down dog now. Everyone come to upper push-up plank position. Walk your wrists directly under your shoulders, stack your arm bones on top of one another. Spread your fingers wide and push the floor all the way away. That's right. Keep pushing up till you can't push up anymore. Lift your chin up off your chest, even though you're looking down. Don't drop your chin to your chest. It's cutting off your throat. Open up your throat. Breathe. Leave your hands and feet right where they are. Push your hips all the way up. Let your head drop right between your biceps. Big upside down V. Glance back at your shins. Right? We glance at the shins to make sure our legs are nice and straight. It's only about 6 inches between your big toes. Your shins should look like the number 11 behind you. Spread your fingers wide. Feel the webbing between all of your fingers. Now you're going to push the knuckles more down where your fingers meet your palm. You're gently rolling the weight forward in your hand, but we're not lifting the palm up. Just push the knuckles more down when your fingers meet your palm. It's going to help you activate your wrist muscles. It keeps you from jamming the base of your muscle, the base of your palm in your mat, and stressing out your wrists. Head, let it hang nice and heavy. Shake it, yes. Shake it, no. Let it go. Your neck does a lot of work holding your heavy head up all day. Relax it here. Suck the belly in and push the heart more towards your thighs. Now you could take a little slight bend in the knees if that feels good, but whatever muscles you are using in your ankles, relax them. Letting your heels just drop towards your mat stretches the entire backside of your leg from glute to heel. Breathe. This is an active posture, so your body is warming up. Got to keep breathing into this moment. So exhale your air out. Nice inhale. And exhale. On your inhale, glance forward and just walk to the front of your mat and hang in forward fold. You can hop later. We're going to warm up our bodies first. That's it. Separate your feet hips distance. Now, if you want to measure the anatomical hips distance, take your two fists, put them together, 8 knuckles straight across. Even if you have to bend your knees, put your fists right between your feet and make the capital letter H. That is hips distance. Inhale to a half lift, flat back. Your neck, part of your spine, you stare at a spot on the floor and push the crown of your head forward. Now suck your belly in and puff out your chest. It's going to help you take the curve out of your mid spine. That was it, Francesca. Now keep your feet flat on your mat. On an inhale, roll a little bit of weight towards your toes. It's going to help lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Now that you have the form down, we're going to do it a lot quicker. Inhale, half lift, flat back, crown of your head forward. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, biceps by your ears, come to standing in mountain pose. So now you're going to root your feet firmly down because they're your foundation, and you want to squeeze up on your knees and up on the fronts of your thighs. You want to feel your thighs get nice and tight. Drop your tailbone straight down and suck the lowest part of your belly up and in. We don't want to back bend. You got to think tailbone down, belly in. The more you focus below the belly button, the more you take that curve out of your low spine. Rotate your pinkies in towards one another. It's going to help the shoulder blades pull away from one another on your back, gives the backside of your lungs more space to grow. And then maybe close your eyes. If you close your eyes, you're going to feel your body start to sway a little bit. That is the body feeling its way through space to keep you from falling over. On an inhale, flutter the eyes open, look up, maybe take a slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, your hands go down, step your feet back and pause in upper push-up plank position. We're gonna set up our flow here in a moment, but we're gonna move slow on the first one. We moved through it a lot during class, so we set it up nice. Set your upper push-up, chin up off your chest, spread your fingers wide and push the floor away and breathe. Right now, you're also doing abs. Holding upper push-up, just like doing abs right here. Think tailbone slightly towards your heels. Gonna help you find the lowest part of your belly. Yeah, if you need an adjustment, you bring the knees to the mat, keep your thighs on an angle. Still building belly strength, still building upper body strength. Good, here we go. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, lower halfway down, elbows right at your sides. On your inhale, untuck your toes, put the tops of your feet down and pull your heart and chest forward and up. Look for the ceiling, up dog. On your exhale, tuck your toes back underneath you. Push your hips high, heels low, down dog. That is your flow right there. So anytime you hear me say move through your flow, that's what you're looking for. Upper push-up to lower push-up, up dog to down dog. Exhale out your air. Take a full body breath in and exhale. We're going to do a few sun salutations on our own to warm up. So really pay attention. I'm going to walk you through the first one. On your inhale, glance forward, walk or hop in front of your mat. Set your feet hips distance, 2 fists if you need to measure it. Inhale, half lift. Organize your spine. Exhale, you forward fold. On your inhale, sweep up into mountain or straight through to a back bend. If you're going to back bend deeper, squeeze the butt, protect the lower back. Your exhale lets you know when you need to forward fold. Inhale to another half lift, reorganize the spine. On your exhale, your hands are going to go down. You hop or step back. You move through your flow. When you get back to your down dog, do not wait for anybody. Do 3 more of those all on your own. It's called one breath, one movement. So I inhale, I'm going to move. Exhale, I'm going to move again, whatever that next movement is. Right? So you breathe and you move at your pace. If you're practicing next to somebody, don't speed up or slow down for them. If you're watching the screen, don't try to catch up with anybody. This is a really beautiful way to warm your body up because we all have different lung capacities. We should all be on separate pages. You get to breathe and move to your pace. Brings me to the next thing that I really love to talk about, and that is kind of what I touched on in the beginning, the power of choice here, right? We get to do what we need for ourselves. If we need rest, rest completely in child's pose, so that when you work completely. You're never half in or half out of anything. You're never hanging on for dear life or trying to do what I'm asking you to do for the sake of doing it. The real power is in the choice. Breathe nice and deep. No matter what you do, that is the one thing I will remind you of for this hour, and that is to breathe deep. Connect with yourself. I'm going to take these headphones off in a second. All right. How about you guys lost me for a second, right? I'm back. All right. Thank you. All right. Took the headphones off. Something must have happened. They were fully charged. I don't know what it is. Wherever you are in your movement and breath, if you're still doing your sun salutations, you keep breathing, you keep moving. Everyone else, let's take a collective breath. Exhale all your air out. Empty the lungs. Take a full body breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glide your right leg halfway up. Keep your thigh nice and parallel to the floor and point your toes towards your own face. What that's gonna do is help you squeeze your leg nice and straight, making it your power source. That's it. Now, inhale your leg nice and high. Exhale, moving any way you want. You can bend the knee, wiggle the ankle, wiggle the toes. Those are just suggestions. See what feels good in your body. Inhale the leg high. Exhale, float it down to the mat. Following inhale, left leg halfway up. Thigh parallel to the floor, toes towards your face. Gain a little length out of your hip. Make your leg nice and strong. Inhale even higher. Exhale any way you want. Now the mind loves to trick you into doing the same exact thing to try to equal out. Body is not symmetrical. So if the same thing doesn't feel good, do something different, right? Tune into your body. Don't tune it out. Listen to it. Inhale the leg high. Exhale, float it down to the mat. On your inhale, glide your right leg up. Listen carefully. On your exhale, bring your shoulders over your wrists. Now your knee to your forehead. Round your spine, tuck your chin. Try to touch your knee and forehead together. Inhale your leg long. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, knee to forehead. Use the belly strength, pull the knee all the way up. Try to touch the forehead. Inhale the leg long. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, knee to forehead. Squeeze and hold. 3, listen careful. 2, try to place your right foot right between your hands. If you didn't get your foot between your hands, no problem. You walk the toes all the way up between your hands. Spin your back heel down onto your mat and inhale your arms up. Warrior 1. So I really love starting class with that because what we're doing is a 2 for 1. Not only are you teaching your body how to step between your hands, if you couldn't, you do that ab work, it'll come up. But you get just that, you get some abs right there in the beginning of class as well. Nice little 2 for 1. We want our knee over our ankle. Easiest way to tell if your right knee is living right above your ankles, if you could see your right big toe past your knee. If you can't, you gotta walk the toes out till you can and look right back up. Now lift the inner arch of your left foot just a hair, not the whole heel. The foot stays down. You're just rolling the weight to the pinky edge side of your foot so that you could try to lift that inner arch a little bit. It's gonna help you really lock out the left leg. Use that leverage, keep pushing your left hip forward as you keep trying to pull your right hip back. That action is trying to square your hips off under your shoulders. It's creating more stretch on your left side hip for you right now. Breathe. On an inhale, maybe reach back, maybe even glance up and back. On your exhale, let your hands come down, frame the foot, step the right foot back, and move through your flow. On the inhale, left leg glides up. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, knee to forehead. Use your belly, pull the knee all the way up. Inhale the leg long. Exhale, do it again. We're moving with inhales and exhales. We're creating extra space for you in your body. So inhale your leg long. Exhale, use the belly. Pull the knee up for 3, 2. Try to step right between your hands. Good work, Yvonne. Spin the right heel down and inhale up. Warrior 1. Take a quick peek for that left big toe. As long as you see it, you look right back up. Lift the inner arch of your right foot now. Like you could slice the whole back half of your mat off with the right foot. Right hip forward, left hip back. From the waist up, think mountain pose. So don't drop your belly out and try to cheat your hip around. You gotta suck the belly in for a nice straight spine. Straighter your spine is, more stretch you're gonna create on the right side hip. Don't forget to breathe. On an inhale, maybe reach back, maybe glance up and back here. On your exhale, your hands are gonna go down. Step your foot back and move through your flow. Now, when you get back to down dog, do that on your own. 1 breath, 1 movement. Warrior 1, once on the right side and then once on the left side. If you wanna leave the ab work in, leave it in. If you wanna take it out, you take it out. Make a choice for yourself. But I inhale, I move. Exhale, I move again. Big, full, complete breaths. Your pace. And we're going to do these 1 breath, 1 movements a few times in class because we do things even though we're in our own space. We're actually doing them collectively as a whole, right? As a community. And then these 1 breath, 1 movements give us a chance to just make the yoga our own and move at our pace. Just as beautiful. And yeah, maybe 1 breath, 1 movement looks like child's pose. That's just as powerful, right? You can choose not to do it because it's a clear choice you're making for yourself. Just as powerful. Nobody knows what's happening inside you but you, so nobody knows what you need but you. Be clear with yourself. Wherever you are with that movement, you keep going. You belong there. Everyone else, empty, empty lungs. Nice full breath in. And then exhale. On your inhale, glance forward, walk or hop, front of your mat. Separate your feet, hips distance, 2 fists if you want to measure it. Inhale, half lift, organize the spine. Exhale, you forward fold. On your inhale, sit your hips down, arms up, chair pose. Now we love to swing the chest up and C-curve our spine. We don't want a C-curve here, we want a straight spine. Just tilt it forward on an angle. So think tailbone more towards your heels, spine straight, just tilt it forward on an angle. I'm trying to give you a little visual here. So we don't want this back bend happening. We want a nice straight spine. Your belly is the front side of your spine. It'll take all the pressure off your lower back. You gotta use the belly. Weight stays in the heels, but yes, TG, arms nice and straight. The straighter your arms are, the more they counterbalance you. That's why we don't want the bend in the elbows. Nice and straight arms, they're big and heavy. They help you sit lower and lift your heart even higher. They're gonna counterbalance you. Rotate your pinkies towards one another. Open up the back side of your lungs. Give your lungs more space to grow because that's what your muscles are craving right now. More fuel, more oxygen. Lift the chin off the chest and slow down your breath. Yeah, sit a little lower. Lift your heart up a little higher. Take a big, full, deep breath in. Stand straight up. Take a back bend if you want one on an inhale. On your exhale, dive into forward fold. Take a second to let that go. Wiggle your shoulders if you want. You can flutter your lips if you want, right? Relaxing the muscles in your face. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, your hands go down. Hop or step back. Take a nice slow flow. I tricked you on that one, Barbara. Don't worry, we'll get another chair, I promise, it's coming. But let's take a collective breath right now. Empty the breath. Body breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glide your right leg up. Exhale, step it all the way through between your fingers. Walk your toes up between the hands. Leave your left heel lifted. You want all 10 toes facing forward. On your inhale, bring just your right arm straight up to the ceiling. We're gonna twist. Left hand stays down, right arm up. So push the floor away. Hit the switch arms. That was it, brother. That was the difference right there. We're gonna twist our spine. Nice early twist. So the straighter you squeeze that left leg, pick that left heel up, Victor. So pick it up so your toes point forward. Yes, that's it. Now, squeeze the left leg nice and straight. Suck your belly in. Start that twist at the base of your spine. Think left shoulder towards your right knee towards left shoulder. Keep scissoring together. Push the floor away. Inhale, try to touch the ceiling. Look for the back of your right palm. On your exhale, float the right hand down, frame your foot. Now, spin your left heel down onto the mat. Inhale, up into warrior one. Then open up into your warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back. That was a great adjustment, Andy. If you need to wiggle your left foot a little further back or walk your right foot forward to keep your right knee over your ankle, that's what you got to do. Because now the hips aren't squaring off, they're opening up. You're going to add all that space in your hips. Make sure the knee's over the ankle. Hips and shoulders, they square off for you. The hard part's remembering your tailbone and your belly. We love to drop them out again here, right? Back bend, no back bend. Tailbone down, belly in for a nice straight spine. Relax your shoulders down, away from your ears, but you gotta keep trying to touch both ends of the room with your fingertips. If you let your fingers kind of hang out, your shoulders are doing all the work, you're gonna burn them out. You're never gonna make it. All right? Inhale, reach nice and long. Exhale, windmill your hands down onto your mat, step your right foot back and move through your flow. On the inhale, the left leg glides up. On your exhale, step it all the way through between your fingers. Leave the right heel right where it is. That's it. On the inhale, left arm straight up to the ceiling. Retwist. Yep. Try not to roll that right hip down to the floor. Squeeze your right leg straight. Right? Straighter that leg is, the more twist we're going to create. You got to suck the belly in. Now it's right shoulder, left knee, right shoulder. Twist the mid spine. Reach straight up. Don't let the left arm float behind your back. You might think you're back bending more. You might think you're twisting more, but you're actually back bending. We want to twist. So reach straight up, look for the back of the left palm because your neck is part of your spine. You're going to complete that twist right out the crown of the head. Inhale, push the floor away, try to touch the ceiling. On the exhale, hand floats down, frame the foot, spin the right heel down. Inhale up, exhale, pop open, warrior two. That's it. This warrior two is important, right? We build on top of poses in yoga, right? Some poses, they marry together. Straighter your spine is, we'll get to it later. I'll explain why. It's gonna help you stretch the sides of your body. So don't drop the belly out, tailbone out. Think tailbone down, belly in, straighten your spine. Relax the shoulders, keep trying to reach. Keep the fingers active. If you want, squeeze them together. It's gonna help you remember. Wrapping the muscles in your arm, making your arms lighter. Stay low in the lunge. Inhale, try to touch both ends of the room right from where you are. On your exhale, windmill the hands, step your foot back and flow. When you get back to down dog, that is all yours again. One breath, one movement. Warrior one, warrior two, once on each side. If you feel like leaving in your twist, you leave it in. You want to take it out, you take it out. But remember, if you're leaving the twist in, the leg that steps forward, that's the arm that's going to reach for the ceiling. We don't rush, we just breathe and we move, then we make a choice. That doesn't mean he's not telling us to move into the next thing and I'm hanging out here in down dog, so I'm just gonna hang out here. That means be clear with yourself. If you need rest, rest. If you're working, activate your down dog. Make it active, don't just collapse into it. Be clear. Wherever you are with that movement, you belong there. Keep going. Everyone else, empty, empty, empty. Big, full, deep breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glance forward, walker high in front of your mat. Separate the feet, hips distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, hips down, arms up, chair pose. Even though we threw something in the middle, the mind has muscle memory. Try to go right where you left off in your first chair. Nice and low. You have most of the tools, right? Weight in the heels, arms counterbalancing you. You're lifting up your chin so you can get that fuel. But now try to lift the inner arches of your feet just a hair. Not the toes. The toes stay down. Try to lift the inner arches just a hair. And that's going to help you activate the muscles from inner ankle right up through groin. Now you have two solid legs working for you. Sit a little lower, lift your heart up a little higher. Slow down the breath. The quicker you breathe, the quicker you choke yourself out. When it gets hot and hard, the mind tells you to breathe quicker. I need more oxygen. The quicker you breathe, the quicker you're choking yourself out. You're not giving the muscles a chance to absorb the oxygen before you push it out. Big, full, deep breath in. Stand straight up. Take a back bend if you want one. When you exhale, fall into your forward fold. Take a second, let it go. You were in this moment. Let that moment go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands go down. Hop or step back. Take your flow. Empty it away. Big breath in. And exhale. On the inhale, right leg glides up. Exhale, steps it through. Spin the back heel down. Inhale up into warrior one. Open up into your warrior two. Take a moment right here, clean your warrior two up, because once we hit reverse warrior, that's what's gonna help stretch the sides of the body. Straighter the spine is, the more you're gonna feel that stretch. So tailbone down, belly in. Cement your hips in space right where they are. We don't want the hips to tilt on us. You're gonna use belly strength to move your torso, not the hips. Flip your right palm up. On your inhale, lean forward, reach up, and then slightly back. Left hand's gonna find your shin or your thigh. Your right palm's gonna face the back wall. Now, the lower you sit in this lunge, the straighter you squeeze your right arm, the more you're gonna feel the stretch on that right side rib cage. Yeah, if your hand made it all the way around to your right thigh, that looks awesome, Jenna. Now, don't push back. Push straight down with your hand to try to lift your ribs up off your hip. It's gonna create more length, and then your heavy right arm is gonna help peel that open as you reach up and slightly back. Just a little more. Beautiful. Take a big breath in, send it to your right side rib cage. On your exhale, windmill your hands down to your mat. Pause right here. Flip the left heel up off the mat. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Left arm up, side angle. That's it. Left arm reaches straight up. We found side angle here. Inhale, push the floor away. Try to touch the ceiling. On your exhale, drop your left arm behind your back for a half bind. That's it. Now, if you want to go for a full bind, yeah, that was a good call, Andy, because you got it. The hand doesn't reach for the thigh. It drops down a little bit below the thigh, and the right hand goes right underneath your thigh, searching for the right fingertips from behind. If this feels crazy right now, you can bring the left knee down to the mat, but maybe you just spin the heel down to the mat. So you can have balance by leaving the heel up. You can take more balance out of the equation by spinning the heel down. One more breath. Look over the left shoulder. Really open up. On your exhale, if you have your bind, right hand goes down, left arm up. Stay low in your lunge. Inhale to tilt back into warrior two. Use the strength of the thighs. Good. Inhale, sweep the left arm around, forward, and up for warrior one. On your exhale, hands go down, frame your foot, step your right foot back and move through your flow. So we twisted one way on warrior two, we wrung the spine all the way back out and reverse warrior there. Just a little something different, little flavor in there for you. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg up, exhale it through, let your breath carry you into your warrior two and you pause right in warrior two. Once you get there, gain a little body awareness. Start to ask yourself questions, right? What are my shoulders doing? Where's my hips? What's my belly and tailbone doing, right? Start to feel these things in your body. Stay low, cement the hips. Flip the left palm up on your inhale. Lean forward, reach up, slightly back. Now, right hand, find shin or your thigh. Never push on the side of your knee. Knee's meant to bend forward only. We don't want to push it sideways, right? We don't want to stress it. So we reach up and back. We're never reaching for the wall directly behind us. You're reaching for where that wall and ceiling meet. It's going to help keep you from just hinging into your right side here. So every inhale, think left side ribs, forward and up. Every exhale, reach up a little more and back just a little bit. Take a big breath in, send it to the left side ribs. On the exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Spin the right heel up. Now, left hand to the inside of the left foot, right arm up. Yup, you got it. We're looking past the right fingertips. Because again, we're gonna continue that roll out of the spine. Inhale, try to touch the ceiling on your exhale. Let that right arm drop right behind the back. Now, it doesn't matter what happened on the other side because your body, remember, it's not symmetrical. Maybe you go a little deeper, maybe back out a little bit. Right? If you found the fingertips, that looks good, Andy. Can you lift the torso up off the thigh just a little bit? Yes, that's the difference. Now your spine is straighter, wringing it out just a little more. I can see the wall right behind you between thigh and rib cage. That is awesome. You got one more breath to feel your stretch, wherever that is. On the exhale, left hand down, right arm up. Stay low, energize that front thigh, and tilt back up. Warrior two. Take a breath. Yes. Arms come up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, step the foot back, and flow. This will be your last one breath, one movement in class. Warrior one, warrior two, reverse your warrior. If you want to leave that little half bind in or full bind, whatever it is, you want to take it out, just want to do your reverse warrior, that's a great call. But maybe try to close your eyes as you move through space. We rely so much on sight for balance. You will see it immediately, especially with the legs separated in proximity. When you close your eyes, you're going to feel this wobbling start to happen. That is your mind trying to figure out how to move through space by feeling it instead of seeing it. So the more you close your eyes, even if it's for a split second, you got to open them and catch it. The more you keep closing them, you get a little further and a little further and a little further, because your mind starts to learn, starts to figure out how to move without having to see it, how to balance, how to use your body. Right? So don't worry about what you look like. Worry about how much you are feeling. That's the real yoga right there. You breathe and you move. You make the adjustments you need to make for yourself. You make those choices that you need to make for yourself. Wherever you are in your movement, you belong there. Keep going. Everyone else, push, push, push. Completely empty lungs. Fill up big and full. And exhale. On your inhale, glance forward, walk or hop in front of your mat. Separate the feet, hips distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. On the inhale, hips down, arms up, chair pose. Last chair right here. Now close your eyes. So a lot of times, if we were in a class setting, I tell you to close your eyes so everybody can let go of one another, right? We don't have anybody to impress. We're not holding anything for anybody. I'm gonna tell you to close your eyes here, because not only can you let go of the ego, but you can start a little mantra in your mind and maybe even see your breath in your mind's eye. Slow down your breath. If you need to work harder today on your mat, you have your chair. You make a choice. If you need rest, fall into forward fold. It's always there. Nobody knows what you're doing right now. Nobody. Because their eyes are closed. So if you're right next to somebody, your eyes are closed. They don't know what you're doing, and you don't know what they're doing. You get to figure yourself out. No judgments. Breathe. We have that one common thread. If you're resting, you're going to recover quicker. If you're working, you're going to work harder. But we are sharing a common thread no matter where you are in the world. We are sharing a common thread, that breath. So wherever you are, take a big, full, deep breath in. On your exhale, just dive into your forward fold. Let it go. Awesome, guys. That's beautiful. Over 60 people just making choices for themselves. That is beautiful. Yeah, take a second. Maybe add the weight of your arms by hooking your hands inside your elbows. Let the head drop nice and heavy. You could shake it out. You could flutter your lips if you want, right? That helps you relax those muscles in your face. When we work hard, we tend to squeeze the jaw muscles and we don't even realize it. Flutter the lips, relax those muscles. That looks awesome, Sully. That's it. Let it all go. You wiggle it out any way that works. Awesome. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, the hands go down, Hop or step back, take a nice slow flow. So really take a second in up dog, roll your shoulders away from your ears and down your back. And on your exhale, you let it all go into your down dog. And now let's empty the lungs completely. The mind loves to keep a little reserve. So when you think you're empty, push some more, get rid of all the stale air. Now fill up completely, rejuvenate the muscles. And exhale. Bring your knees down to your mat, come into tabletop. Knees directly under your hips, wrists directly under your shoulders. Take a couple cat-cows. Now on your inhale, your chin's gonna come up, your tailbone comes up, your belly drops out. On your exhale, you're gonna round your spine deeply, tuck your chin and look for your belly button. So you get to use your breath to facilitate your stretch here. The deeper the inhale when you drop your belly, the more you're gonna stretch it. The more complete the exhale, the more space you leave to round your spine when you look for your belly button. Use the breath. Come back to a flat, neutral spine. Lift the chin off the chest. There's a spot right underneath you. Spread your fingers nice and wide and push the floor all the way away. Don't let the shoulder blades touch on your back. Great adjustment. That was it, Rihanna. Now, tuck your toes underneath you. So you don't want the tops of the feet down. You want your toes under. Lift your knees just 2 inches up off the floor, right where they are. Just 2 inches straight up. This is abs for everybody. We can get the knees 2 inches off the floor. Now start to breathe. If you forget to push the floor away and let your shoulder blades touch on your back, you're shifting all the weight down into your wrists. You gotta push the floor away. It's gonna help create separation between wrists, elbows, and shoulders instead of all the joints just collapsing down and landing on your wrist. Chin off the chest so you can breathe nice and smooth. Point the tailbone slightly towards the heels to help you find the belly. We want a flat back, so we don't want to round it, but we definitely don't want it to drop out underneath us. You got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, bring your knees down to your mat. Untuck your toes. Take 1 cat-cow, nice and deep. Stretch the belly. Back to a flat, neutral spine. We're gonna do 1 more set. Spread the fingers wide, tuck the toes under. Lift the knees 2 inches up. I saw that, Jenna. She was like, no. I saw that smile. We're not gonna be here as long because your mind does have muscle memory. It's gonna fire your belly right back up. You got 5 more seconds, push the floor away. 4, chin up off the chest. 3, tailbone slightly towards your heels. 2, suck your belly in. Bring your knees down to your mat, untuck your toes. Take 1 cat-cow. You have earned it. Good work, guys. That wasn't so bad. Yoga could be fun. Yoga could be fun, right? All right. Back to your flat neutral spine. Tuck your toes underneath you. Push yourself back into down dog. Take a collective breath. Empty your lungs. Body breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glide the right leg up. Exhale, steps it all the way through. Now your back heel has to stay lifted. We're gonna play with some balance. Wiggle your left foot further back. You want your left heel over your left big toe mound. You don't want it all the way back. Walk your right foot more towards your right hand. You wanna separate your feet in proximity. So we don't wanna be standing on a balance beam. We want them separated. Plug your big toes down and inhale your arms up, low lunge. Lower you sit in this lunge, the straighter you squeeze that left leg, the more stability you're gonna create from the waist down. Now, so much of your balance is coming from your belly. It's a majority of your body weight, the torso. If you drop your belly out, it's gonna get crazy wobbly. You gotta suck the belly in and breathe. Stare at one spot in front of you that is not moving. It's gonna help you find balance. That was it. Madison, that was it. I don't know if you're Madison, because I know you guys are practicing next to each other, but lifting your chin was awesome. Great job. Breathe, hold the posture, don't hold your breath. Now we're gonna add a little awkward twist into it. So inhale your heart up. On your exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. That's it. Try not to lean forward now, right? So we wanna keep the shoulders right over the hips. So we're gonna stand. I'm gonna give you guys a little example here. So we're standing and we're reaching, but we don't want to do this. Keep the shoulders over the hips. Every exhale, keep trying to twist open just a little bit more. Stare at a spot on the wall that your chest is trying to face to help you with balance. Now, if you really want to test your balance, look over the right shoulder and try to see something behind you. You got one breath. Come back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands go down. Frame your foot. Step your right foot back and move through your flow. Good work. Wow, so the cat got you on that one, huh? She got you. All right, let's find the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale it all the way through. Walk the toes up. Get your low runner's lunge. Wiggle the right foot further back. Now left foot out towards your left hand. Plug the big toes down and inhale up. Even though this is technically high lunge, I always call it low lunge because I want you to sit nice and low. The lower you sit in the lunge, yes, Andy, it becomes a lower center of gravity. The closer you are to the floor, the more the wobbles come out. As long as you squeeze the belly and breathe. Stare at something not moving and find this moment. That's why we pause in these moments. It's like building a house. You're setting your foundation so that when you move, you have more stability to do so. Keep the hips right where they are, just like reverse warrior. Inhale your heart up on your exhale twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Nice and slow so that the shoulders stay right over the hips. If you feel like you're reaching forward, reach more back with the left arm. Pull the shoulders a little bit more over the hips. Find that one spot. Now every exhale, your breath leaves just a little bit of space for you. Try to twist into that space the breath left behind. Yeah. Now, maybe glance over that left shoulder. Doesn't matter what you did on the other side. You got one breath here to twist just a little more. Come back to center with control. Manage your moment. Yes, inhale, reach up. Maybe glance up and back. Exhale, hands go down. Step your foot back and flow. Beautiful, 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 beautiful work, guys. That was awesome. We made it to half pigeon. Let's take a breath. Empty the lungs. Take a nice breath in. And exhale. Half pigeon. On your inhale, glide your right leg up. Exhale is going to step it through. Now your right foot comes toward the left side of your mat, but here's where it gets important. You have to pay attention to detail because even if you have your camera on, it's hard for me to see where the knee is. You want your knee out wider than your right shoulder, right? We don't want the knee underneath us. We want it wider than our shoulder because that's where the stretch lives, getting the knee out wide. Left leg long and straight behind you. Try not to let it go out to the left side of your room. Inhale, pull your heart forward. On your exhale, slowly start to walk your hands out. Maybe lower to your forearms first. If that feels good, you want to go deeper, start to walk the hands out in front of you. Maybe lie flat down. You pause wherever you need to pause. That looks awesome, Alex. Yeah, drop the head and breathe. Here's another moment in class where you get to see how powerful your breath is. It's not just when you're trying to work real hard or recover real quick. It's when you're trying to let go just as hard and just as quick. Because your mind's gonna hang on to your hips. Your hips drive you through the world. Walk, run, sit, stand. It's that basic. Your hips drive you with everything we do. We roll around in bed at night. Your mind's gonna send signals to your hips to drive that motion. Unnatural for the mind to want to let go of the hips. So you'll feel it. Every time you take a big breath in and a big breath out, when you feel yourself get a little heavier, that is your mind actually letting go of another muscle that it was holding on to subconsciously. Breathe. TG, that was a great adjustment. If you want to get even a little deeper, you could take your right hand on the right thigh and gently press it away from you. Yeah, you'll feel a deeper stretch in the hip. Hopefully you're feeling a little deeper stretch, but that is exactly it. You get to play with it by pulling your left knee more towards you and keep pushing the right thigh away from you. And you'll feel the stretch. Yeah, Soli, same thing. That was a good adjustment. Wherever you are with your breath, exhale all the air. Empty, empty, empty lungs. Big, full, deep breath in. And exhale. Take about 3 to 5 honest breaths. Your breath, your time. When you feel like you're ready to move, that's when you're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders and gently push the floor away. You bring your right leg back to meet your left, maybe move through a flow, maybe go straight to down dog, whatever works for you. But once you hit down dog, don't wait here for anybody. Transitioning your half pigeon on your left side. Use your breath. Inhale the left leg up when you're ready. Exhale is going to bring it through. It's going to help the left knee come up and out just a little further. And then once the right leg is straight, don't forget, take another inhale. Pull your heart forward on your exhale. Slowly start to walk the hands out. Maybe lie flat. Maybe stay with the forearms. It's going to help you, that inhale. And then that last exhale right there before you lower down, it helps you kind of glide past your shin instead of just collapse on top of it. That's it, no, just like that. Breathe. So no, I should have told you before, I was talking to Soli and TG, they had a modification. They flipped on their back because their hips are a little tighter and they can't get here. So that's when I was telling them to push up and knee and stuff. But that looks awesome right there. You just keep breathing, maybe even let the head hang up. Nice and heavy. Yes. And then connect to your breath. It doesn't take long for the mind to start playing with you, right? The mind tells you, fidget a little bit. It's going to feel better. Right where it starts to get intense, that's the moment this pose is just starting, when it gets super intense in your hip there. And what your mind is trying to do is hang on, because it takes muscle to fidget. That's going to hold you up a little bit. So instead of fidgeting, try to breathe into that moment and through that moment and stay. So Madison, on the other side, that's what I was telling them. Your right hand can stay right on the back, on that hamstring. And if you take your left hand out and push on the left thigh just a little, you get to play with them when you should be feeling a little deeper stretch now. You can gauge it a little better than trying to throw the elbow out there to push it out. Wherever you are, push, push, push. Body breath in. And exhale. 3 to 5 breaths. Doesn't have to be the same amount you did on the other side. When you're ready, hands under your shoulders and gently push the floor away. Left leg comes back to meet right. Maybe last flow of class, maybe you go straight to down dog. That is your choice to make. No rush to get there. Move nice and slow so that blood actually rushes through your hips. Right? I never understood it. Teachers would be like, oh, you got to let your hips bleed. I was like, that's some bullshit. I don't even understand that. And what they really mean is when we move nice and slow, more blood will rush through your hips and blood carries oxygen through your body. It's going to help kind of like letting your hips breathe and get fresh blood, fresh oxygen rushing through your hips. Now, again, we're going to try to picture this breath inside your body. So close your eyes and get a visual of your lungs. See them in your mind's eye. Empty them out completely. Push, 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 push. Now fill them up completely. Front to back, side to side, top to bottom. And then exhale. Bring your knees down onto your mat. Push yourself up to standing on your knees. You're going to do a set of camel now. So camel is a back bend, but we don't want to just hinge in our low back. We want to stretch open the whole front side of our body. Hands to the low back, not your butt. You got to protect your back, right? So hands to the back, it's going to help create a bridge. Elbows, keep trying to touch them behind you. The more you squeeze your elbows more together, the more you stretch open your chest and open up your heart. Seal your lips together, take small sips of air through the nose, keep the eyes open to avoid dizziness. Now push your hips forward, lift up your heart, and then relax the front of your throat. So you have to maintain your breath. The minute you hold your breath, front side body tenses. Small sips of air, right? If you held your breath, you went too far. Even if your shoulders are directly over hips, but the weight of the head's gone, your throat's open, you're in camel. Yeah, if you're going back further, seeing the back of the room, you get to reach for the heels. Fingers on the inside, thumbs on the outsides of your arches. Adina, that looks amazing. Keep pushing your hips forward and lifting your heart up just a little more. Yes, relax the throat. If the hands are on the heels, bring them back to the low back and slowly level off your chin. Once your chin levels off, sit your hips down onto your heels. Bring your hands either to your heart center or on your lap, palms facing up. Close your eyes and give yourself a moment right here in Hero's Pose. You think about whatever pops into your mind right now. Breathe. Any way that's comfortable to you, bring your legs out long in front of you. Make sure your feet are all the way at the top edge of your mat. Scoot forward. We're gonna go backwards in a second. We're not gonna fall forwards. So we wanna make sure our head hits our mat, heels at the top edge. Toes, heels touch, flex your toes towards your face. Reach straight forward. Don't reach up, straight forward, you're reaching. Squeeze your belly tight, that was it, Andy. Now roll backwards and down. Touch your tailbone first, touch your head last. This is it for class right here, so move as fast or as slow as you want. But maybe use the belly strength to try to touch each vertebrae. Just give it a second, a split second on your mat to itself. And once your head hits your mat, sprawl open like a starfish, right? Especially if you have the space. You want a heel, at least in each corner of your mat, nice and wide. Let your heels be in, let your toes just fall out. Arms away from your body, flip your palms up, then close your eyes. The eyes have to be closed in order for you to be in this pose. Most important pose in all of yoga right here, because it is the only one solely for your mind. The only Sanskrit word I use, my favorite pose to break down because I never understood it. When I took class, St. Mark's in New York was my baby. We'd go there, and I was going there for over a year before I took teacher training because I was afraid of teacher training. And I would go there for the workout, and I'd get to here, and I'd be like, just got my ass kicked by my teacher. What am I going to eat? Who called me? I wonder what's going on in the world. What about this? What about that? My mind just got flooded. This is the most important pose in yoga. It's the only Sanskrit word I use because it's kind of morbid, the translation. It translates to corpse pose. And that is because your mind has a chance to let go of your body. It's not very often it happens, but you worked so hard for 57 minutes for these precious moments right here, where if you're allowed to, right? If the mind actually gives you that moment of letting go of your body, it's like this fleeting moment of peace. So try to use your breath to make it happen. Take big breaths in and let the air just fall away from your body. Don't even force it out. Breathe. I want to thank each and every one of you again for taking this time. Jump on your mat. If you've taken class at any one of our studios, and you've known that we just stand there with a tissue box, right? That's it. If you can donate, you donate, and we're appreciative. So I say this for a decade now, because I've been teaching for this company for a decade. And that is whatever love you guys are able to donate, it's just that. It's not love for a teacher. It's not even love for yoga to the people. It is love for everybody who just took this class and all the people that get to take the classes during the course of a day. It is love, because whether you do have $1 or not to donate, you are welcomed here with open arms to share your yoga, and that is beautiful. So thank you so much for whatever you're in a position to donate. Thank you even more for sharing your yoga, and please continue to spread the word. Now, with this amazing online class situation we have, anybody can take anywhere in the world, and that's beautiful. So please keep spreading the word. Let people know. Like-minded people taking some yoga, breathing, maybe connecting. So we appreciate you guys. We have a workshop happening tomorrow if you're interested in any kind of meditation. This is a great meditation to sample. Great way to get into a meditation, because it's so hard to just be still, especially in this world we live in, right? Quiet the mind. And this is a different type of meditation where you're kind of really super active, and then you kind of meditate, which is cool. Kind of like a yoga class. We work real hard and then we just try to let it go. I'm going to end this class with a quote. And I'm going to invite you guys to stay in your savasana as long as you like. This quote's one of my favorites. It's, a friend of mine, she sent it to me when she found out I was teaching yoga, because most people don't get out of the life that I was in, let alone find yoga, of all things. A lot of people know my story. I was a part of organized crime for over half of my life, and paid the ultimate price with my freedom. And I came home, and I needed to change. I didn't know how I was going to change. I just stumbled into a yoga class. And the teacher training is what actually helped change me. You know, it gave me time to stop and look at myself from the outside in and really see who I was. I thought I was being a man and taking from the world what I needed. I realized that I was actually just being a coward and taking from people who couldn't protect themselves from someone like me. Once I saw it, I could not see it. So I'm going to share this quote with you. And if you have any questions about teacher training, we're actually offering that online too. It's a beautiful, beautiful program. You learn more about the yoga, you learn about the history of yoga. The one thing you have no choice but to learn more about is yourself. And it's awesome. And this quote is from an unknown author. It says, "An old Cherokee told his grandson, 'My son, there's a battle between two wolves inside all of us. One is evil. It's anger, jealousy, greed, resentment, inferiority, lies, and ego. The other is good. It's joy, peace, love, hope, humility, kindness, and truth.' The little boy thought about it, and then he asked, 'Grandfather, which wolf wins?' The old man quietly replied, 'The one you feed.' So exhale all your air out right now. Get empty. Take the biggest, fullest, deepest breath you've taken yet today. Feel your body actually rise. And then exhale. Thank you all for taking, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day.